Sea state's below a metre. Forecast is for about 22 knots of northeast breeze today. We do not have that yet. It's still, I'd say, below 10 knots. It looks like it's actually got a little bit more east in it at the moment. Yeah, this is a beautiful day for it. We're going to be running this boat from Pittwater down to Sydney Harbour. What is this boat? This is the Princess S66. S for sport. I think it's S for sexy because I've just been looking at it through the drone. It is amazing. My name's Dan Jones. Welcome to Dan's Boat Life. And yeah, this is the offshore test drive. If you want to see a detailed walkthrough of this boat, that's going to be a separate video. I'll link to that at the end of this, and we'll do our full speed test and fuel flow inshore as part of a separate video as well. This is just an offshore sea trial. So what is she? She's about 30.5 tonne light displacement. She carries 4,100 litres of diesel, and we're running the V12 MAN 1400 horsepower. Beautiful. On straight shafts. I've just seen the boat out of the water. She's got a completely clean bum because she just had an anti-foul, and we picked her up from Fenwick's about an hour ago. So she's totally clean. And she's running, yeah, straight shafts. They look like nice big 5-blade props on this one. Bow and stern thrusters with a yacht controller. Again, we'll test that in more detail in the inshore test video. So, Sportfly, these things are gorgeous. Like there's I think a growing popularity for the Sportfly style at the moment, and I can see why. This is a real dream boat for a lot of you guys and girls, hopefully. But down here from the lower Helm, we obviously have the option to move to the Flybridge, which we will do in a second. This is where you come if you want to be comfortable. You know, I've got everything at my fingertips. I can see the Seakeeper doing her thing. I've got my MAN display on the starboard side, and I've got the dual ray marines, which I can cycle through. They're obviously multi-function, so I can set them up as I see fit. Got my autopilot, my bi-data just here, my throttle easily at hand, and this is the sort of boat you would set on a journey like this at a speed and just be comfortable. The opening helm door, I think it's essential on a boat like this of this size, because this is something that you would manage, well, we would in Australia, not in other countries I've noticed, by yourself. You know, you really could just take this boat out by yourself and run it with your mates, no problems. In terms of what I'm experiencing here at the lower helm, from this seated position, you look straight over these backrests in the bow, so you don't actually lose any visibility. I'll stand up in a second. I've got to say, my short, oh, there's some fish in the water here. Something's going on. Wow, okay, something's a big school of fish right here and other bigger fish chasing them. Anyway, we're not going to be swimming today. My short legs, admittedly, I have extremely short legs. They don't reach the footrest so well. So I think I would be more comfortable from a standing position at this helm. In saying that, I'm probably going to favour the Flybridge, I got to say. So this wheel is adjustable. I'll work that out in a second. I can't do that on the fly. I'm a little bit squeezed in here from a standing position. It is designed to be more comfortable from the seated position, I would say. Air conditioning's good. I'll go through all of these controls in more detail when we do the walkthrough. So I think now it's time we should go and check out the Flybridge. So welcome to the Flybridge, guys. This is why you buy a Sportfly. It is so pleasurable up here, and like in weather like this, it gives you the option to get up here. You've got all this seating around us, which we'll go through in more detail in the walkthrough. But this is just good fun. Wind in your hair, the most epic views that you can enjoy. This boat's got the fixed bimini, which we would all absolutely do here in Australia. And you just got a much more connection with the ocean from up here. So from a parking perspective, yes, it might be useful, but we have yacht controller, and we'll demonstrate that in the inshore video for you. It really is just about having a pleasurable experience. This seat moves forward and back. This one is really easy to operate from the standing position. You got heaps of headroom up here, and then having your throttle hand down on the throttles just there, if you were doing some close quarters maneuvering from the Flybridge, really wouldn't be an issue. And your ability to move around this Helm chair is a lot easier than the one we've got downstairs. So I suspect, you know, if you're in transit going from A to B, or staying out of some inclement weather, drive from downstairs. Remember, you have the opening Helm door. And if you just want to have a good time, if you just want to enjoy this, get up here. Use it for what it's been designed for. Anyway, let's head back downstairs. We'll talk about some speeds and some fuel flow in the ocean. Okay guys, we've moved down back to the lower Helm just to give you a little bit more of a demonstration from the fuel flow and also from the comfort perspective. First thing that's changed since last time, we've closed that door. Something that I have noticed on other Princess yachts that I have tested in the past, the V65 in New Zealand is the one that comes to mind, is the quietness. So just listen to that. We're doing 22 knots. We're going into a southeast swell. It's a little bit over a metre right now, rolling swells, but isn't that nice? So if you need to eat up some miles, or just do a quick trip like we are today, you're going to be doing it quite comfortably in the air-conditioned comfort that we are. So I've got the gyro is activated at the moment, so she's keeping my horizon quite steady. So let's just deactivate that for a second and see what a difference that makes. You know, in these conditions, you'd probably notice it more up on the Flybridge, but what I like about this style of sport fly is, okay, there's a little bit more roll just there. What I like about this style of sport fly is that you are keeping your relative center of gravity quite low. You're not chucking too much weight up there because it's not a huge, great big fly. We'll stick that back on, and there we go. Yes, I do notice that, and it would be more pronounced up at the helm. So at our 21, ranging to 21 and a half, 22 knots as we go through these waves, I've got a fuel flow of 130 litres a side at the moment. Let's just speed her up a little bit. Okay, so we're coming through 22 knots, 23 and a half knots there at the moment. My RPM is at 1800. I've got no trim tab at the moment. I've just had the trim tabs all the way up. It just doesn't feel like I need very much. I'll play with that in a second. Big waves, 160 litres per hour per side. I'm just going to drop the trim tabs now. We'll lower the nose. We are going through 2 metre rolling swells, I would say right now, as a bit of an estimate. So I've just done 1/3 tab down. Yeah. You can hear some of the water on the chines as we go through some of those waves as I drop that a little bit. But yeah, it's more comfortable, I guess. I think what I'm taking away from this is there's a decent amount of V, which I just saw because I saw the boat out of the water, carrying all the way to the back of the boat, and it's noticeable. When you add that 30 plus tonne of displacement, 66 foot of boat, this is something that you can do these darts through what is now considerable rollers and just be comfortable. It's as simple as that. Thanks for coming along, guys. I hope that was useful. I hope you learnt a thing or two about the S66 out in the ocean. There will be a more detailed test drive. We're going to run right through the numbers and we'll do some parking demonstrations on this boat. So if you're interested in that, follow the link coming up at the end of this display. But who's this boat suitable for? I suspect people who want to do awesome day boating. This is going to be quite a good match for them. Obviously you can do really epic weekends. You can go away and spend long weekends up the coast or on Sydney Harbour, but it's just such a good looking thing. This also makes a perfect day boat for some people. With the 4,000 plus, 4,100 litres of diesel, you can do short runs up the coast. She's comfortable enough. Pick your weather, you do great speeds, but is it going to be a regular long distance cruiser? I don't know about that. I think it's something for short, fast blasts really, really fun days, and yeah, just keeping a smile on your face. So if you're that sort of person, what would you compare it to? I would say probably Azimuth S7 is probably going to be close to this one. I would throw maybe the Maritimo S60 in there. I haven't tested that one yet, but I'm just thinking there's some similarities where you could see a few benefits. And obviously the Fairline Phantom 65. I've tested the 65 GTO, and I know how that one drives, and I do see a lot of similarities. So there's a couple for you to compare her with. I hope that was useful. And as I said, if you want to watch that other video, click on the link coming up on the screen right now.